going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, or you're watching KP and GenoJ on our individual YouTube channels. This video will be on both channels. And right now I'm sitting here with Gene Johnson and Kelly Parker. And in case you don't know, my name is Casino. And so in this video, we wanted to talk to you guys about starting to get into real estate, like how to get started. I want to talk to different people at different points. So whether or not you have money or you don't have money, these guys are the real estate gurus. They do real estate. They do it every day. This is what they do. So I felt there was nobody better to sit down and talk to than these guys. So they're going to tell us basically what you need to know in order to get started. So Gene, so what would be somebody who doesn't have any money, what would be the top things you think that they should know before they get into real estate?
One, real estate is pretty broad. There are a lot of things you can do, but being specific to being an investor, the first thing you got to do is educate yourself. So when people always ask me how did I do it, I go back to the same answer every time. I got my license as a real estate agent because it all boils down to your knowledge.
Right.
That's really the most important thing, whether you got money or you don't have money. It boils down to your knowledge and educating yourself about real estate. And what better way to do that than become an agent? Being an agent has taught me how to be a better investor because I understand values. It's just like, a car. Like if you know cars, if I say, hey, I got a 2020 Range Rover I want to sell you for $50,000, you already know that's a good deal because you know what the value is.
Right.
So it's educating yourself, whether you watch YouTube videos or whether you become an agent. It's just educating yourself on real estate and learning values in your market. That's like the number one thing.
Kelly, so what types of things have you seen, like issues with new investors coming in? What kind of issues have you seen?
All right, as far as issues and situations that we come across, it's multiple different issues. The main issues that new investors have is lack of education.
Right, so it goes back to education.
It goes back to education. Gene and myself both are agents, so we both went and got our license.
Right. So if I was somebody who didn't have any money, no credit, is it still possible for me to get into real estate?
No money, no credit? No
money, no credit.
It is, but if you don't have no money or no credit, you need to have the knowledge.
Right.
That's what it boils down to.
Right.
If you don't have the knowledge, who's going to give you money if you don't have, the knowledge to even take their money? So you have to have the knowledge. That's really knowledge is more important than money. Because even when I had no money, I had the knowledge to be able to say, hey, this is a good deal. That's how I got started in flipping houses, because I was an agent and I had the knowledge, and I would go to my investors and say, hey, you could buy this property for 50, you could put 50 in it and make 150. They didn't know how to find the deals. I did. I had the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Once I provided my knowledge to them and showed them how they could make money, then it became a situation where I was no longer the realtor. Because if I'm finding you deals and you're making 50, 60,000, I'm a businessman. I'm not gonna sit back and just take 3,000 or 4,500 commission. Yeah. And so my position changed to say, okay, I could find you the deals and I can renovate the deals, but we got to split the profit.
Gotcha.
Whatever it was 25%, and then you find other investors that you could do the same for, and then it goes from 25 to 50%. Then as you get your money and make your money, then you can start doing your own deals. And once you start doing your own deals, then you can be in a situation where new investors come in, you may only give them 20%.
Gotcha. So basically, if I don't have any money, no credit, if I get the right knowledge, learn the business, start understanding deals, how to put them together, I put a deal together, then I take it to someone who does have money and good credit, or all of those things, or somebody who's just looking to invest, but to be more maybe in an interactive or passive role. Yeah. You put the deal together, then you negotiate from there, saying, hey, if you want to do this, I put this together, let me get a percentage of it, or whatever. So then you start building up your money, building up your credit, as your money grows, and then you start doing your own deals.
Yep.
Okay, so somebody who already has money, somebody might already have $50,000, $60,000 out there, and they're watching this right now, and they're trying to figure out, how they can get started, but they maybe not have the time or just the knowledge per se. How could they get into real estate?
As far as just having the money part of it, like Gene stresses, you're gonna need all three parts to be successful in investing. That's the credit, the money, and the knowledge. So if you just have one of those three, regardless if it's money, credit, or knowledge, you're gonna have to team up or link up with somebody who has the other two, or other people who have the other two, and you all come together. And then now you have the full force of what it's gonna take. Because money without knowledge, in this game, you're gonna get burnt. Like it's just gonna be a bumpy road. So,
and just to kind of piggyback off of what he said is, if you got the money and you don't have the knowledge, then you probably need to find a realtor that specializes in the area that you want to buy. Even if you're not even if you're a little bit unsure about what you want to buy and you got the money, start out with trying to find a realtor, or good realtors in your area. You can find realtors on like Zillow and realtor.com, and you can kind of see who's selling properties in those areas and reach out and try to find a realtor that specializes more so in investments and connect with them, because realtors can help you find properties and they can help educate you on what areas and neighborhoods are hot, because certain pockets, it's gonna vary. Like we got properties, like if you cross the street, it could be $50,000 more, but you don't know that.
Wow.
So having that local realtor or another investor to help educate you on what to buy is key. So if you got money, try to find a good realtor.
Okay, so let's say if I did have the money, what would you say would be a good starting point for a brand new investor? Maybe even if they had $100,000, maybe they're not really trying to go all the way in with everything. What would you say would be a good amount to start with?
Well, it's really going to depend on your market. I know, like in the Atlanta market, you can find houses still around $100,000.
Okay.
So I would say start small and try to find something that doesn't need a full gut. Maybe you're replacing a roof, you're doing a kitchen, you're doing more so cosmetics, so that you're not in a situation where you need a heavy renovation.
Yeah.
But if you can, in Atlanta, you can start around $100,000. I think that's a good entry level, because the price point, your sales price point, is probably going to be under $225, and you're going to have a lot of buyers looking for property in that.
So I mean, like, let's say they have $100,000 cash, but they're looking to buy it. Say they want to buy into a $100,000 house to flip. What would the say down payment, renovation costs, those kind of things? Like, how much would they actually be out of pocket if they just?
Well, if they're using leverage, some type of hard money, which most investors do,
right,
they're going to put down about 20%. And some lenders will be 20% just on the actual house. So if the house is 100, they may only charge you 20% on the house. Some lenders may charge you 20% on the house and the rehab. So let's say the house is 100 and the renovation is 100. They may charge you 20% on the whole thing.
Okay, so about $40,000.
Yeah, so it depends on your experience level.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of good lenders out there now. After you're doing 1 or 2 deals, they're going to be around 20%. And usually when you get 3 to 5 deals, you can even get maybe 10% down.
Oh, nice. So, okay, because the reason I was saying this is, let's say somebody had $100,000 and then they found a deal and they had to put $100,000 down. What they might be missing is, say they have carrying costs, they have renovation draw costs, but they put the whole 100 in and they should have started at the 40 and had that other 60 to carry the cost of the loan. Can you explain?
Because they went upon it by investing everything that they had on the purchase price and left out of the carrying costs and the startup funds and everything else. I'll let Gene go over that.
Okay.
Because he's ran into a couple of different situations where new investors come to him and only have enough for the down payment. Right. So these are some of the things that they leave out when they just get ready to flip houses.
Yeah, when you buy a house, let's just say the house is $100,000. Let's say the renovation is $50,000. Lending Home is a good company that will give you, 20% on just the purchase, and they'll give you 100% of the renovation. So your loan is 150, but you're only putting down 20% on the 100. So you put down $20,000. You're probably going to have some closing costs. Closing costs are going to be the points the lender charge you. They're going to be the attorney fees and any other fees that's associated with the loan and the closing of the property. So your closing costs could be $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 depending on lender fees. So you're probably going to put down all out of pocket about $28,000 to get that loan. Now, once you have the loan, your renovation budget of $50,000, they're going to leave that in the bank in escrow. So the way these lenders work is you have to do the work first and get reimbursed. So let's say you did a roof, that was $5,000. Let's say you did interior and exterior painting, that was $5,000. You have to actually have the work completed. Once the work is completed, they'll come out and inspect the work. Once the work is inspected, then they'll release that money back to you. So you need, $10,000 or $15,000 just to jumpstart your project because you're getting reimbursed. The other thing you have to take in consideration is your monthly carrying costs. You're going to have water, utility bills on the property that you have to pay, and then you're also going to have the monthly mortgage that you have to pay on the property. So you need to have enough money at least for 6 months to carry the property. And it really depends on what type of property you're doing. Like $150,000, that should only take you a couple months to renovate and sell. But if you're doing a bigger project, like a new build, you may need 12 to 16 months of carrying cost. So you need to make sure that you have a little bit of cushion.
Wow.
To carry that property.
12 to 16 months on a new build.
Yeah, they take a while.
Gotcha. So you guys do everything from new builds to remodels to tear downs
to additions.
Okay, so where do you find the most value in the house? Like when you're assessing, saying, okay, we're gonna flip this, is it the kitchen, is it the bathrooms? Where do you kind of focus more of your efforts?
It varies with each project.
Okay.
So if we're doing an addition and making a master suite, we're gonna put a lot of emphasis on that master suite.
Gotcha.
If we're doing a new build, then it's the complete thing. If we're doing a pop to top, then of course it's the complete thing. So it just varies on the property and the location.
Okay.
Because and it varies with each investor. Like some investors focus primarily on the kitchen because they're in the market where there's a lot of home stuff like home cooking and all of that.
Gotcha.
Say outskirts of 285 or something. And in town you may focus on like the bathrooms because the places are smaller and they want to go somewhere where there's a little retreat. So we do really extremely well by popping out these bathrooms and making them real luxurious. Same with the kitchen on in town. As far as the bedrooms, we don't typically go overboard on the bedrooms because a bedroom is a bedroom. The kitchen is the selling factor. Like, I hate to say this, but men don't buy houses.
Right.
Women buy houses.
I heard that plenty of times.
They love bathrooms.
And even when men buy houses, they buy it thinking about what a woman would like.
Right. So basically, it's just that's where the main money goes, like bathrooms and kitchens.
Yeah. So would you say Atlanta would be an ideal market to be in as far as getting started into real estate?
It is. Atlanta's a great market because it offers almost every price point. I mean, it's getting tougher now to find properties under 100, but I mean, forever you could always find properties 40, 50, 60,000.
Wow.
All over Atlanta. Then you have your other properties where you can, buy stuff for 200 and maybe get 350. Then you have your new builds. Then you have your more expensive homes. So you can be from $50,000 to $1 million investments. You have a market for everybody here.
Okay, and just real quick, say brand new investor coming in, you got, say you got 100,000 or 50,000 or whatever it is. You find a $100,000 property and you need to put, say, 50,000 into it. What would that property need to sell for the hard money to be able to support it?
Well, you have to reverse engineer the formula first. You need to see what's selling for in that neighborhood.
Comps, right?
Yeah. So let's just say properties are selling for $200,000 in a neighborhood. Once you look at the comps and say, okay, everything's selling for 200, you have to then see how much the renovation cost is going to be. So if the renovation cost is you know, 40 grand, then you need to deduct that from the actual,
200.
the 200. So it's 200, and then you have to use 70% rule. So 200 times 70%, that's what, 140?
Yeah.
And so you minus the 40 from the 140, and that gives you a purchase price of 100.
Gotcha.
So you have to reverse engineer it.
So that would be right on then.
Yeah.
So it leaves about a $60,000 profit, and it's not a full profit. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of people
So
this ain't the profit. Like,
No, it ain't the
consider
profit.
the fees that
Yeah,
just went over.
right. So you got to take, and then you got agent fees as well.
Right.
So you got to take out
Commissions.
those commissions.
Yeah.
So, but that sounds like a pretty good. Still, even with that taken out, even if you're making 20 or 25, 30, like that's
on something like that, it'll probably be around 30.
Yeah, that's still good money.
30.
You know,
it's good money.
Is there anything else that you might want to tell a brand new investor coming in?
Do your research.
Your research.
Get your education.
And speaking of that, I was just thinking, like, even if you out there reading, you're trying to do your research, you probably still should find somebody who's experienced, like these people are. I'm not experienced in this. That's why I link with them. But I learn more. Even if you read, it still may not make sense because they see it every day. They see experience. They've dealt with cities and counties getting pushed back on different types of codes, all kind of situations. They understand contracts. They read blueprints. They do it all. When you're just coming in, you'd be better off to like at least be mentored by somebody who already does it.
Right.
One of the things I want to say is that if you're serious about something, you just have to put the work in to go get it done and figure it out. Like right now, nobody should have any excuses on not to learn something. I mean, whether it's our channel or other channels, there's hundreds of channels and videos out there to help educate you. So when you ride in your car, start listening to podcasts about real estate. Start educating yourself about real estate. Start going to your local investor meetings. I know they're still having Zoom meetings online. You have to surround yourself with it because it's not going to fall out the sky. Nobody's going to give it to you. You're going to have to earn it. Real estate is a business where you can make a lot of money, you can build a lot of wealth, and you can become a millionaire doing it, but it's not going to be easy. It's hard, it's challenging, but if you want it, you just have to go get it. And you need to have a burning desire to put those actions to make everything happen because it ain't gonna fall out the sky. You just gotta want it.
Right. Yeah. So this is definitely a business or in a world where you kind of got to think outside the box at times. It's not just send out a bunch of mail messages and asking if anybody's looking to sell. Sometimes you got to get out the car, knock on the door, walk in the house. I'm sure y'all have walked in plenty of houses, abandoned houses, and seen things. What's some of the craziest things y'all have seen out there? I'm just curious now.
Where do we start?
You seen a lot of stuff. This week? Man, it's like that.
It's like that, man. It's just a bunch of crazy situations.
Yeah. So these guys sometimes have to actually just go into abandoned houses and just to look around and see if it's even something they might be even interested in before they start moving forward. And some of those things might be boarded up. People might be squatting in it. Like you can see some of anything. So anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name, or you're watching KP and GenoJ.
Yeah, hit the link below and subscribe.
Okay.
On both of these channels.
On both channels. Hit the link, subscribe, share, comment, like.
Bell notification.
I'm KP.
This is GenoJ.
Real estate. Do rules. And we thank you for watching this video as well as Casino Is the Name video.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.